My students often ask me about how best to study, and my answer to them is always do what works best for you. But in order to figure out what works best for you, you got to try a few things because you might not know. And it changes depending on the field. In some fields, you might only work on the computer. In others, you are going to have a notebook, for example, and then it's based on personality and just what feels good. So because it's all yours and studying is all about what works for you, you need to just be honest with yourself. So let me tell you a few ways that work and that I've tried in my life, and you can see what works best for you. Maybe you have a different way, and if you do, share it with us, please. We love learning new ways of making the studying process more enjoyable and just better all around. So the classic way, notebooks. People sometimes like notebooks because they're beautiful. Of course, look at how beautiful this is. And you can use lots of colors in it. You have control over the pages and what you fill them with. So often people have multiple notebooks, especially if you're learning a language, and let's say you have one for phrases, one for vocabulary, one for grammar structures, for example. So it's fun because it's actually physical. And if you really like writing physically, it will help you a lot with language learning because it makes it a physical experience, which keeps it in your body more. Some people love using the phone. They'll just type their notes in the phone. There are so many note-taking apps that you can use that are either inbuilt or you can download them for free, and you can just keep a running list of new things that you're learning. This is nice because you will always have your phone with you, so you can always take notes. And you can search for things more easily because you've typed them down in your phone. I don't use this as much because it's not as comfortable for me to be adding notes to my phone all the time. I don't like referring to something so small. That's probably also generational. I grew up with a larger screen than this, but I will take a quick note here. If I'm out and I learn a new word or there's something I want to look up and remember, I'll note it down and then do something else. Yeah. Some people love sticky notes. Yeah. People love these because they're just so fun, and you can put them everywhere. You can start doing mind maps. It's just a really great way of organizing things visually for yourself so that you can remember things better. But that's usually part of a bigger study process. So you'll map things out with sticky notes, and then you'll probably consolidate them somewhere else. Colors are important though. I love using colors because I love art as well. And so these are great to use if you are going to be organizing grammar tenses, for example. So present tense is going to be in blue, past in red, future in green, for example. And then maybe you'll break it down even more, whether it's past perfect, present perfect, future perfect, for example. So color coding is amazing. I color code when I'm reading on my Kindle. So I read on my phone, maybe in Spanish. And when I'm practicing Spanish, I'll highlight words in different colors so that I remember, oh, this is an adjective, this is a noun. So color coding is great to keep the brain in order because learning a language is all about keeping things organized and structured in your brain because language is all about structure. The other way is just classic computer. I love using Google Docs. First of all, because it's free. And secondly, because you can pretty much pull it up anywhere. So whenever I want to do some real hard studying and note-taking and maybe even practice writing, I'm going to do everything on Google Docs. I'll just have one Google Doc. I'll put headers in bold. I'll maybe use color coding for highlighting words. I'll put the date. So it almost becomes a big diary. But the great thing about that is that you can search super easily for words that you've put down before. You can also add in images. So you know how you can easily insert images into Google Docs? It'll help you learn because you'll have images associated with what you're learning, with the new vocabulary. Maybe an image that even comes to mind for grammar, for example. The last way that I'm going to share, though, you can do this sometimes, I think, in Google, maybe with Google Slides. But the easiest way is, again, with your phone, and this is leaving yourself voice notes. So often phones come with some recording device, or you can, again, download one for free. I love leaving myself a voice note in English and the language I'm learning, let's say Spanish, to help myself remember not only what it is, but the pronunciation, the whole sound of it. So that's another way of keeping notes. Sometimes people just prefer talking. You don't want to write as much. But yeah, those are some ways. My recommendation is use a mixture of a few. One is going to be good if you love it and if that works for you, but doing a few different things like writing things out on the computer if it's longer, taking quick notes in your phone, leaving yourself a voice note in the language, that's going to be amazing for you. So please tell us what your thoughts are on studying, and we'd love to talk a bit more about that. Any new ideas we have, we'll share it here as well. So good luck.